What does success really mean in God's eyes? What if everything the world taught you about success was upside down? The cars, the titles, the applause, are they really the mark of a meaningful life? Because in the end, success isn't about climbing the ladder. It's about building on the right foundation. And the Bible gives us a definition of success that never fades, never fails, and never leaves you feeling empty. If you've ever asked, am I really succeeding in life? This message is for you. Please, like, share, and subscribe for more Faith Mode podcast. Success. It's the one word that drives countless people. We pursue it. We chase it. We post about it. We compare ourselves by it. But let's be honest. Most of what the world calls success is built on status, salary, or social media highlights. You can look successful on the outside and feel empty on the inside. But what if success wasn't about being the best, but about being faithful? What if success wasn't about how high you climb, but how well you serve? According to Scripture, God's definition of success looks radically different from the world's. Let's break it down. 1. Success in the Bible starts with obedience, not outcomes. In Joshua 1 verse 8, God gave Joshua a simple instruction. Keep this book of the law always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night. Then you will be prosperous and successful. Notice what God didn't say. He didn't say success was about being powerful, rich, or admired. He said success is about knowing His word and doing it. True success starts when your heart is aligned with God's will. You may not be famous. You may not go viral. But if you're walking in obedience to God, you are successful in His eyes. 2. Faithfulness over fame. In Matthew 25, Jesus shares the parable of the talents. The master rewards the servant not based on how much he gained, but on how faithful he was with what he was given. At the end, the master says, "Well done, good and faithful servant." That's the voice we all want to hear one day. Faithfulness is showing up when no one notices. It's being honest when it's easier to lie. It's being consistent in prayer, worship, and love. In God's eyes, faithfulness is success. 3. Success means living for God's glory, not self-promotion. 1 Corinthians 10 verse 31 says, "So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God." The goal of your life isn't to impress people. It's to reflect God. The world says, build your brand. God says, build my kingdom. The world says, promote yourself. God says, humble yourself. When you live to glorify God, every act, no matter how small, becomes meaningful. Washing dishes, working hard, encouraging a friend, it's all sacred when done for Him. 4. Character over comfort. Romans 5 verses 3 to 4 teaches us that even trials can lead to success when they produce godly character. We also glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope. Success isn't just about where you arrive. It's about who you become along the way. Are you becoming more loving, more patient, more Christ-like? God is far more interested in who you are becoming than in what you're achieving. 5. Impact over image. Success in the world is often about how many people know your name. Success in the kingdom is about how many people see Jesus through your life. Jesus had no money, no political power, no platform, and yet He changed eternity. Why? Because He lived in perfect obedience and poured out love every single day. You don't need a stage to make a difference. You need a surrendered heart. Hebrews 6 verse 10 says, God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown Him as you have helped His people. God sees your quiet sacrifices. That's success. 6. Success is eternal, not temporary. Colossians 3 verse 2 reminds us, set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. Most success today is short-lived. Trends fade, awards collect dust, titles get forgotten. But God's rewards are eternal. When you live with heaven in mind, you invest in things that will never decay. Souls, truth, love, and eternal impact. Jesus said in Matthew 6 verses 19 to 20, do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, but but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven. What you're building with your life, will it last forever or fade with time? 7. Success is saying yes to God, even when it's hard. Let's not forget the cross. By the world's standards, Jesus failed. He was mocked, rejected, crucified, but his obedience brought salvation to all mankind. That's the paradox of the gospel. Sometimes the greatest success looks like surrender. Luke 9 verse 23 says, "Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me." Your success may look different from everyone else's, and that's okay. If you're following Jesus, you're on the right path. So what does all this mean for you today? It means you don't need to compare your journey. It means you don't need to impress the world. It means you don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to be faithful. Faithful in your job. Faithful in your family. Faithful in your walk with God. Faithful in the small things, because they matter more than you think. When you align your heart with God's will, when you live with integrity, when you love selflessly, and when you obey His voice, you are successful. Maybe not by the world's standards, but certainly by heaven's. Final words. Success isn't a finish line. It's a daily walk. Success isn't popularity. It's purpose. Success isn't measured by your bank account. It's measured by your faith, your love, and your obedience. And when you live like that, you'll look back one day not with regret, but with peace, knowing you ran the race well and kept the faith. Now it's your turn. What does success mean to you now that you've heard this? Has God been shifting your definition of success lately? Share your thoughts. I'd love to walk this journey with you and hear how God is speaking to your heart.